Well, with under 30 minutes until that opening bell, a new study shows how spending can impact your credit score. NYSE listed company FICO teamed up with Affirm Holdings to look at how using buy now, pay later options can impact your ability to get a loan. And joining me now with more is Julie May. She's Vice President and General Manager of B2B Scores at FICO. Julie, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you on the show here. And what did this study reveal?
The study was really interesting. It revealed that if buy now, pay later loans were actually available in the credit reports, with a proprietary treatment we could apply to the FICO score, that the majority of consumers could see an increase or the same FICO credit score, and we could actually provide increased prediction for lenders as well. So it's kind of a win-win is what the study told us, sending BNPL data to the credit score could be.
Is there a way to quantify how much of an impact this could have on someone's credit score?
Yeah, in general, we saw approximately 10 points. It could be up or down or held steady for 2/3 of the population, particularly those who were active BNPL users. And so that would be people who had 5 or more BNPL loans. And we do see a big population of BNPL users are active users of the product.
Interesting. Now, are there other innovative ways that the FICO score is evolving in this environment?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so our latest FICO score 10T, the T stands for trended data. And what that means is instead of looking at someone's credit history at a point in time, we are able to look at data across 24 months to help make an assessment of someone's credit readiness. And so that means we can look at how balances are changing, if people are consolidating their debt. And what this leads to is better credit readiness prediction, and that's a benefit to both consumers and lenders alike.
Mm-hmm. So for a consumer and a lender, how would this impact them in their own goals?
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely actually enable people to get access to credit. So in internal studies that we've conducted on 10T, and actually have been validated by some lenders who have been early adopters of the product, we've actually seen that they can increase originations by 5%. So they can approve more borrowers seeking credit from lenders, and at the same time hold their credit risk steady. And so what that means is with the use of 10T, lenders can actually extend credit to more borrowers, and when they're doing so with the 10T score, they can do so at better terms and fees. Mm-hmm. And so again, also a win-win for lenders and consumers.
What are some of the trends, Julie, that you're seeing right now in the credit space?
Yeah, and so, it's a difficult time, and we're seeing increasing interest rates, we're seeing inflation. The FICO score is a lagging indicator, so it is not a leading indicator. I think it's important to note that. But we do study it across the year, and we actually release 2 studies each year. We see the average FICO score is only changing about 1 point up or down across time, but we do expect we might see another small reduction in that average as it relates to the stopping of student loan forbearance. And then frequently around the holiday spending season, you see people actually utilizing more of the credit that's available to them, and that can have a slight impact on the average FICO score as well.
I think probably the biggest loan that people might take out is a mortgage. And so, and how this FICO score is impacting mortgages, is there any sort of new updates on that front?
That's a great question as well, right? And so that's our 10T score. It's being adopted heavily in the non-conforming market. So that would be the non-government sponsored enterprise Freddie and Fannie market. We've seen incredible adoption in this space. Over 24 lenders have adopted it. And recently, the first mortgage-backed security was actually issued based on loans that were decisioned on FICO score 10T. And that was specifically to the VA borrowers, so active duty military borrowers. And our partner with that, Cardinal Financial, said they were able to actually provide better terms to those borrowers with that pool of loans. Mm-hmm. And so we were really excited to see that performance.
What are other ways that consumers can up their FICO scores?
Yeah, so it's really important when you're looking at your financial health to understand, what credit do you need, when do you need credit, how can you responsibly access that credit. What I would recommend to any consumer is it's important to understand what your FICO score is, because 90% of U.S. lenders use the FICO score to make borrowing decisions. It's important for consumers to understand what is their score and what makes up that score. And the great news is FICO has a set of free tools available to consumers to do that. that, I encourage every consumer to go out to myfico.com where they can access their score for free, and they can also understand all of the elements that make up their credit score, such as history, credit mix, access, utilized credit, etc.
I'd be interested to hear from you also, Julie, about how lenders are increasingly tapping the FICO score to make the right decisions, what they feel are the right decisions for their business. What can you tell us there?
Yeah, so again, we are seeing early adoption of FICO Score 10T in the mortgage market and the non-conforming market, but we're also seeing it in other markets as well. And they're doing that because it provides them access to that trended data, which enables them to look at the borrower's history over time instead of at a single point in time. And they're also doing that because they're seeing increased benefits of being able to originate more loans at a lower risk profile.
How many consumers did this study look at with a firm?
Yeah, so we looked at about 80 million consumers, and we conducted the study across, 500,000 consumers, 500,000 consumers, and we conducted that study across a year. And so we looked at all different types of analysis in terms of how it would impact both potential borrowers and how it would impact risk assessment for lenders. As a result of that, we've built a proprietary treatment of that data, and we'll be launching that product soon.
Interesting. And so what all can people expect with that product?
Yeah, so it's important to understand that today, buy now, pay later loans are actually not furnished to the credit reporting agencies. And so today, buy now, pay later loan information is not included in your FICO credit score. This treatment that we're intending to apply to the FICO score will be available once buy now, pay later loans, if they are furnished to the credit reporting agencies by the buy now, pay later lenders.
Julie, such a pleasure to have
Thank
you.
you.
Of course, FICO is listed here on the stock
right.
exchange. We love to have our NYSE listed company representatives here in studio on the show. Julie's a vice president and general manager of B2B scores at FICO. Julie, thanks again.
Thank you.